Hi guys, Diane here. So I've been going through a few videos over the last few weeks on strategies, right? Because I realize it's something that a lot of business owners have a lot of misconceptions on. And we're in the middle of summer and we're going into fall, and the fall is usually when I would be thinking about my strategy planning for the following year when I was in corporate. So I think this is actually a really appropriately timed series. I'm just going to do a quick recap. If you didn't get a chance to watch my previous videos, definitely check them out because I go through what your strategy it really is, why you need it, how to develop it, and today I'm going to talk to you about why most people's strategies don't work. So first of all, what is your strategy? Your strategy, in its simplest form, is what you're trying to accomplish in your business, right? And it is the reason that you need it is because it is your decision-making guide within your business. It's how you stay intentional and focused so you can achieve what you want in your business. How do you develop it? Okay, so that requires clarity around your business vision. What do you want to achieve? What does your business look like? Once you have that clarity around that vision, it requires SMART goals around that vision. And then once you have the SMART goals, you can filter it down to the strategic focus areas within your business that will achieve those goals. That's how you're going to develop your strategy, right? So I still meet a lot of people, and I start off with a lot of clients who come to me and say, hey, I have this strategy and it doesn't seem to be working, or how come the strategy isn't working, or I paid someone a lot to do this and I don't see any traction or results. So why isn't your strategy working? When people come to me and they say this, they usually fall into two buckets, right? The first one is they think they have a strategy, but they really have just a bunch of tactics. Like, oh, well, I asked someone once, well, what is your marketing strategy? What are you doing to, really get the word out there about your products? Well, they're like, oh, well, I'm doing a bunch of Facebook Lives. Well, to what purpose? What is the purpose of doing the Facebook Lives? What does it tie back to? How are you tracking whether or not it's helping you? How are you tracking whether or not it's helping you convert sales? That is not a strategy. That is a tactic, right? It's how you're doing something. But it doesn't tie back to a goal or part of your vision for the business. So there's no alignment. And that's why tactics don't work, right? There has to be an alignment between the vision for the business, the goals for that vision, and then the strategic focus areas in order for you to have a really cohesive and aligned strategy. A lot of time people don't have that and they're just employing a number of tactics because that's what's marketed to us, right? Like tactics online or, oh, well, buy my funnel and you'll be able to increase your leads by 200%, or I'll teach you how to use evergreen webinars to boost your lead generation. And all of these things are great, but if they are not aligned with your strategic vision or the goals within your business, then they are just a distraction for you, right? um, the other bucket that I see a lot of business owners fall into is that they don't do any tactical planning. They have the strategy, but there's no tactics around how they're going to achieve the goals and the strategic focus areas that they laid out in their strategy. And this is where most people kind of go sideways, right? They are like not sure what the next step is. They're not sure what they need to accomplish. They're not sure who's going to do it or if they have to do it all alone. And that's where there's a lot of, there's a lot of confusion around, well, what do I do next once I have the strategy? And this is really where a lot of people kind of fall off the cliff with their strategy implementations because they're not really sure what to do next, how they're going to do it. And that's where the tactical planning piece becomes so, so important, right? If you want to achieve your goals within your strategy, you have to plan how you're going to do that. And that's where you can bring in the tactics. Once you have that clear strategy that aligns the vision, the goals, and your focus areas within your business, then you can bring in tactics that will help you achieve those goals. And that will ultimately help you achieve your strategic vision. Okay. So, what does it actually mean to plan or tactically plan what you're going to do in your business? Okay. Well, once you have your goals, the tactical planning is the how. How are we going to actually achieve this within this business vertical? And your strategic focus areas. For, like, let's take an example, right? So, if your strategic focus area is marketing and your goal is ultimately to bring in 5 new high value retainer clients within a specific service vertical, right? And you want to use LinkedIn to do that. You think that LinkedIn is the best place for the target market that you have. Okay, this all makes sense so far and it's aligned. But what are you doing to plan out using LinkedIn, right? What are you doing to ensure that you're going to actually be able to hit that goal and that you know what to do next? That's where the planning piece comes in. And this is a process that I use while I was actually in corporate for over 14 years, running different different operations and different departments. And this is actually the same process that I use with my longer term, larger clients. And we really buckle down and we focus in on how, all the hows within the business. So if we're talking about, okay, well, I want to acquire five new high value long-term retainer clients through LinkedIn. Okay, the things that I'm now thinking about are, okay, well, what collateral material do we need to create in order to effectively use LinkedIn? What does what are we going to be doing in LinkedIn? Are we sending messages? Are we doing ad campaigns? What are we doing? What does the target profile look like? I want that to be really, really tight. Who is the person that we're targeting within LinkedIn? What is the message to them? What are the sequence of messages they're going to get? What is the call to action at each level? What are the follow-up steps once they indicate, hey, I might be interested? What are those indication level? Like what are the indication mechanisms that trigger us to kind of follow up with them and pull them into another process? So those are all of the things that I'm planning out so that we can ensure that we're going to hit this goal and that we're going to deploy this strategy and implement it to the best of our possible ability, right? And this is where a lot of people don't do this. They don't go into this detailed planning piece, and that's why the strategies become ineffective, because they are not really planning their next step. Like, you kind of stop at the strategy level and you don't go into the actual tactics, the how am I actually going to do this piece. And that's the most critical piece, right? 50% of the war is the strategy. Once you have the strategy in place, the other 50% of the war is the tactical planning. How are you going to do this and how are you going to roll it out so that it can be successful? That is where most business owners will fall off into this big gray area, and their strategies will kind of go sideways and fall to the wayside. And that's where you're going to hear a lot of, well, my strategy isn't working. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. Well, maybe I need a new strategy. So if I hope this helped you guys shed some light on the strategy and planning process, and I hope this helped you develop your own strategy. If you think you need more help developing your strategy, or you're interested in being part of the strategy and action planning workshop beta group that I'm putting out this fall, where we will actually go through all of these planning processes and build out the tactical planning piece so that you can achieve your strategic vision, drop me a comment below or feel free to shoot me a direct message, let me know. Details are going to be coming out on that workshop pretty soon, and space is going to be really, really limited since it's going to be a beta group. So I hope to hear from you, and until next time, this is Diane. Thanks. Bye.